Welcome to New Sky TV. Shocking plot twist. Liu Xiaoxu blushes while talking about his love for Guo Yuxin, and netizens uncover a shocking love quadrangle. Zhou Shengan actually loves Bai Qingmei. During a wrap-up video call, rising star Liu Xiaoxu blushed and became incoherent when discussing his co-star Guo Yuxin. A screenshot of him frantically grabbing his hair was shared by millions of viewers and went viral, instantly propelling the hashtag Liu Xiaoxu Guo Yuxin to the top of the trending searches. I don't know what's wrong with me, every time I see Yuxin's eyes. Liu Xiaoxu suddenly stopped mid-sentence during the live stream, while Guo Yuxin chuckled softly, the ambiguous atmosphere between them practically overflowing the screen. Just as the entire internet was shipping a Zhou, a post from a veteran drama fan caused the plot to take a sharp turn. You've all got it wrong. Zhou Shengan loves Bai Qingmei, not Guo Yuxin. Bai Qingmei also loves Zhou Shengan, not Liu Xiaoxu. The post detailed behind-the-scenes moments of the four actors during filming. Zhou Shengan always handed Bai Qingmei water first on set. When Bai Qingmei made a mistake, the first person she looked at was always Zhou Shengan. One night after filming wrapped, someone witnessed the two talking quietly in the parking lot, with Bai Qingmei's eyes reddening. Even more explosive was the fact that the whistleblower shared unreleased script fragments leaked from within the production team. The original script included a 3-page confession scene between Zhou Shengan and Bai Qingmei, with the line "You're the only color in my black and white world" being cut, and the suggestion to cut it came from a high-ranking investor. No wonder Zhou Shengan's gaze towards Bai Qingmei was so complicated in the last 2 episodes. So, Liu Xiaoxu's confession to Guo Yuxin during the live stream was actually paying off a debt for his character. It's terrifying to think about. The real-life romance between these four is even more melodramatic than in the drama. The CP fans are completely divided. Chen Apartment posted photos from the rap party to prove that Zhou Shengan and Bai Qingmei's height difference hug is more natural than the official CP. Zhou Apartment countered that the eyes in the live stream don't lie, and some eagle-eyed fans even discovered that Liu Xiaoxu liked Bai Qingmei's graduation photo last year, and that Guo Yuxin is the only person Zhou Shengan follows on his alternate account. Early this morning, Bai Qingmei, the central figure in the incident, updated a meaningful Weibo post. "The play is over, the lights are on, what needs to be seen will eventually be seen." The accompanying picture is of an empty theater seat in the morning light, seat 17 in the 4th row, Zhou Shengan's seat number at the premiere. This Rashomon-like situation, which began on the screen and ended in reality, how many unspoken true feelings are hidden within? When the boundaries between actor and role become completely blurred, who can distinguish between acting and genuine emotion, on and off screen? But what truly breaks down defenses isn't just the phrase "every moment," but the series of completely out-of-control reactions that follow. It's not the actor's heartfelt delivery, nor pre-planned flirtatious lines, but rather a panicked frenzy, a frantic display of emotion that leaves no time for even facial expression control. On screen, Liu Xiaoxu's ears are visibly red, his lips barely concealing their embarrassment, his gaze constantly darting to the side, as if afraid of being seen through if he looks any longer. The comments section exploded. "This isn't just business, it's guilt. How could someone who's publicly announced their relationship react like this?" Some even bluntly stated, "This moment is more intense than any kissing scene." Guo Yuxin, on the other hand, was also out of her comfort zone. When she asked that question, it was initially joking, but upon hearing the answer, she was clearly taken aback, then lowered her head and laughed, her entire demeanor shifting from composure to subconscious shyness. It wasn't being flirted with, but rather the kind of sudden, unexpected blow that hits the nail on the head. That moment of silence was more ambiguous than any dialogue. And so, public opinion completely reversed. The narrative that announcing a relationship at the height of popularity equals true love filter was ripped open after this live stream. It wasn't that netizens were deliberately plotting a conspiracy, it was just that people's instinctive reactions were too real. If they were just ordinary colleagues, if their emotions had already settled, they wouldn't have experienced such physiological panic at a simple question. But what's even more interesting is that the comments section didn't overwhelmingly demand explanations, taking sides, or dredging up old grievances. On the contrary, more and more people began to realize that what truly captivated people wasn't the outcome of the relationship, but the authenticity of the emotions in that moment. Liu Xiaoxu's announcement of his relationship might have been sincere, and his reaction to Guo Yuxin at that moment was equally genuine. People aren't scripts, and emotions don't unfold linearly. That's why this live stream was both cruel and captivating. It didn't provide answers, but it exposed all the uncontrollable fragments of emotion. It offered no concrete evidence, but it made countless viewers realize some emotions, simply because they existed, are already valid. Perhaps the most poignant moment isn't about whether he's ever loved someone, but rather the blurted out phrase every moment, and the subsequent expression on his face, a face that couldn't even convince himself otherwise. It's precisely because Liu Xiaoxu's undisguised panic, Guo Yuxin's straightforwardness, and the rare clarity and restraint of the viewers that this beauty existing between the drama and real life feels so precious and moving. Liu Xiaoxu's panic is an unreplicable authenticity. It's not a perfunctory response after being pressed, nor a carefully calculated flirtatious exchange, but an instinctive reaction where emotion precedes reason. His blush, evasive eyes, and erratic tone, every detail reveals that he wasn't prepared for an answer, yet he still uttered the most direct question from his heart. This sense of loss of control is precisely what makes it so irresistible to the audience. Guo Yuxin's directness, on the other hand, is like a hammer falling softly. She didn't beat around the bush, didn't use any probing build-up, but simply followed the atmosphere and asked, "When did you fall in love with me?" She asked questions frankly, yet with restraint. This is why her surprise and shyness when the other person's reaction exceeded her expectations seemed so genuine, not a response, but a moment of being caught off guard by an unexpected emotion. Even more commendable is that netizens didn't overstep boundaries. Everyone clearly distinguished between the character and the real person, understanding that Zhou Shengan and Bai Qingmei's love belonged only to the story, and that the actor's genuine emotions didn't equate to a need for a realistic answer. It was this collective clarity that prevented the discussion from becoming exhausting, instead allowing it to remain one of appreciation and cherishing. Thus, all of this achieved a higher level of moving impact. No official announcements, no taking sides, no conclusions were needed. Just remember, there was a moment when the emotions were real, the eyes were real, and the panic and excitement were real. And this genuine feeling of being respected, understood, and treated gently is perhaps the best tacit understanding between the audience and the actors. Liu Xiaoxu's panic was a natural expression of excitement, a genuine manifestation of emotion preceding reason. His red ears, his evasive eyes, his slyly stuttering tone, every detail seemed to tell the audience that at this moment, he was completely absorbed in his immediate feelings, unable to conceal the subtle tremors within his heart. This delicate capture of emotion is more touching than any meticulously crafted scene, making the emotional boundary between the character and the actor appear softer and more real. Guo Yuxin's directness, however, is another kind of power. Her questions were unprepared and unprobing, like a key gently knocking on the door of the heart. Her frank questioning allowed the audience to see not just the interaction between characters, but the unpolished, natural expression between the actors. This directness was not provocation, but a form of trust in the other person, and trust that the audience could understand this genuine sense of proportion. Most notably, the audience's clarity made everything even more moving. Everyone understood the clear boundaries between the play and reality, neither over-interpreting nor forcibly applying real-world logic. While appreciating the actors' emotional expressions, the audience also respected the independence of the characters and the integrity of the story. This collective clarity and rationality imbued the entire interaction with warmth, yet without losing its rationality. It is precisely this triple resonance of panic, frankness, and clarity that makes the beauty of this scene, both on and off screen, exceptionally pure and moving. It tells us that some moments need no explanation, some feelings need no outcome. As long as they exist, they are enough to be remembered. Faced with this authenticity, the audience not only feels the charm of the story but also experiences the most natural and tender interactions between people. This beauty deserves to be cherished and savored. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.